What is love? And do you know what love is, really? So let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Daria here. I wish you are enjoying your day, your creativity, and your individuality as well. That you are expressing yourself and always following your own spiritual path. So today I want to talk about love, as the title says, and what is love. Because many times we can be too indoctrinated into the exaltation of love. So first, what is where the energy of love comes from and what is it correlated with? So if you are an astrologer, or if you are dabbling into astrology, you understand that Venus is the planet of love. Venus is the planet of relatability, compromising, making some form of creating some form of relating energies, creating some form of relatability and value, creating some value system around what you are doing, right? So the people that you are correlating yourself with and the people that you are in a relationship with, you can say that you are in a loving relationship or that you are in love. So I don't like to use that word too much, first things first, because we have been too much indoctrinated into the wrong form or an incomplete form of love. What is the first thing that comes to mind based on like the main programming around what is to be in love is to be emotionally exalted or having some form of desire. That is all incomplete forms and many times uncorrelated to what love really is, because love is simply you being able to relate with someone and have some form of relationship in which both of you or whoever, but it's always two people, and if a third person is around, then there is each person correlated to the other person, so it's always two individuals first. So you being able to have a relationship with someone and be able and willing to compromise and to create a win-win situation from which it is not selfish. It is not something that only you want to do and the other person doesn't. That is not what love is. Love is all about having some form of ability, responsibility to compromise and willingness to compromise with someone to create a better situation for both of you, right? So that's when you get into a relationship with someone, to create a better situation for yourself and to be able to create a better situation for the other person involved. And so when you are using the Venus energy, you want to first understand what Venus is. Venus is the planet of love, appreciation, relatability, as I said. And so Venus is at home in two signs. The feminine side, the internal side, the side where it is not so much out in the open, it is more of an internal thing when you relate. It is your values, it is Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth, and that is the internal side of Venus. So Venus is not exalted. Hold on, I'm going too fast. I'm going too ahead of myself. Venus is at home in Taurus, which is your values. First, Taurus is fixed earth. Fixed we already know what fixed it: being on your own way, being on your own thing, being stuck up on something, or being having some form of routine and pattern on to whatever that energy may represent. So Taurus is fixed earth, fixed on your own way to earth. Be practical, make sense, have some form of structure, stability, value system. So fixed earth in itself is your own value system. It's how you value yourself, it's how you value others, it's how you create your own values, how you create and maintain your own values to maintain stability and practicality, right? And so the external side of Venus is Libra. It is the 7th house. Taurus is the 2nd house. Libra is the 7th house, which is the area of life where we create more intimate relationships, where we create relationships that are more personal indeed, right? So 7th house, Libra. Libra is cardinal air, which is being creating new ways. Cardinal is always about you opening up some new path, you going where no one been, you creating something new. And air is you communicating, intellectualizing, having some form of conversation, having some form of information going into that. So cardinal air is you creating new ways to relate, to communicate, to have some form of making sense, intellectualizing, and communicating with others and with yourself. So you creating new ways to communicate, you creating new ways to think, you creating new ways to make sense. So those two energies is what you and I associate with Venus. It is what real love is. Then we have the exaltation of Venus, which is basically what the whole world gets lost into when we are talking about love. The first thing that the majority of people associate love with is the exaltation of Venus. And what is the exaltation of Venus? It is Pisces. Pisces is mutable. Pisces is mutable water. So being able to adapt, mutable, right? Being able to adapt, to transmute water, emotions, feelings, receiving, internalizing. That is water. And so Pisces in itself always correlates to your imaginations, to your dreams, to your illusions, to your beliefs, and it is your ability to adapt your own feelings and emotions and other people's feelings and emotions, as well as your dreams, illusions, creativity, and imaginations with others' illusions, creativity, and imaginations. That's why many people, by not fully understanding the full spectrum of what is to be in love or what is to be loving, they will go ahead and think that real love is a exaltation of Venus, basically, right? So you could imagine Venus is very dry, right? Air and earth, it's more of a communicative, more stable, making sense, practicalizing. And imagine you doing that and then going to a candy festival. You went to a whole party that you just got so hyped that is what exaltation of Venus is you being able to relate with how other people feel and you being able to relate how you feel. And so that can be the main reason why many people get out of their relationships past 1 year, 2 years, because they thought that love was one thing, relating your emotions, your dreams, your your illusions, your imaginations, and the part where real love comes in, which is being practical, fixed on your own values, and having some form of ability to create new ways to think and communicate in order to relate with the other person. Those things, by not being taken care of, the part where Venus is exalted will be like the once a year, right? Like when you look at it, Venus is only exalted once a year, right? So it's only in Pisces once a year for like a month or something. And that can and by people going into their relationships with only that in mind, can fail in their relationships tremendously, because there are many relationships, there are many people that don't like to spend too much time in the exaltation of Venus. And the exaltation of Venus is like a double-edged sword. It can be something that is great to maintain a relationship, but it can also be something that detriments and stops other people from wanting to be in a relationship with you. First scenario, let's talk about the first negative scenario of the exaltation of Venus, which is what many people get lost into. Is you are you would say you are so in love with them, right? Without even understanding the real compromise, the real win-win situations, the real your real values, and how you can accommodate it in the relationship. You are just fully trusting that these emotions how you feel about this person is how they feel about you. And so you go on and tell them your dreams, you tell them how much you want to have these dogs and the kid with that person, while that person is like, hey, hold on, we were just here partying, we were just here doing our desires, right? Mars, because Mars is all about your desires. Mars specifically desires that involve your selfish desires, let's say, right? The desires in which you are more are more correlated to your lower animalistic natures. But we are going to talk about Mars in another video. It's just for you to understand that many relationships start, specifically like maybe romantic relationships, they start on like a desire level, right? Those usually don't last very long, right? Because you already understand that if a relationship started on sex-based, lower animalistic nature-based, you wanting to fuck, or it was just an impulse, that in itself is already the opposite of Venus. It is the opposite, or like the complementary energy of love. You can use that to your relationship's benefit, but it's not something that you are going to make it, you are not going to only use. It's not the only thing that you have to use in order to have a healthy relationship, right? Because the main planet for relationships is Venus. And for you to understand how to better improve your relationship, you have to know what Venus entitles. So what Venus is made out of. And Taurus and Libra is the main energies from which Venus is made out of. So let's go back to the example where Venus is exalted in Pisces, and how a double-edged sword it can be. You have the example of you expressing your dreams and your crazy illusions and feelings to that other person, and that other person might not be even on that lane, right? We were talking about you may have started the relationship with some sex or with some other shit that it's just like uncorrelated with the relationship. It's just a, you know, it's just a desire that both of you had and you got together, okay? So you go ahead and you think that you are in love with them, and that person is just like, no, I'm here for the pussy, or I'm here for the money, or some shit like that, right? And that is something that may get them away from you, right? You tell them your dreams, this and that, and they like, oh, hold on, no, I'm not here for that. And you start to see them right when you said that dream that you had, right when you expressed them how you felt. For some reason now they don't talk to you, and what I'm explaining to you is exactly the reason. You didn't start a relationship on relatability levels, on love levels. It was more on desires, right? So that is one of the examples where Venus, when just by you using only the exaltation of Venus can be into detriment for the relationship. Not for you, obviously you can express that, they go away, and you're like, okay, cool, I know that this person is not about that life. But there is the other side where you improve your relationships by expressing your dreams, by expressing your emotions, and by relating your emotions and feelings to the person that you are relating with, so that you can fortify your relationship and make it more juicy, make it more meaningful, because Pisces is the internal side of Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of meaning, of reasoning, of having some form of wisdom and knowledge and passing that through. So if you are in a relationship, you have to understand that the exaltation of Venus is just a part of it. It's like, it's not the thing, it's a part of it. And when you come with expectations onto a relationship that everything should go with Venus exaltation, that everything should go with relating your feelings and emotions and having all these feelings and all these imaginations and dreams around them all the time, it's very unrealistic for you to understand that the exaltation of Venus doesn't last for long. It's something that is cyclical. It's not something that is there all the time. Obviously, if you have, depending on the Venus that you have in your own chart, that is how you express your love. That's how you show your willingness to relate. That's how you show your appreciation and how you value others and how you value yourself. And so so my point was that basically you can't use the exaltation of Venus, aka Pisces, all the time, because that is just like a key. Exaltation of Venus is a key to maintain a healthy relationship. It is not the main thing. The main thing to maintain a healthy relationship is to know your value, is to know their value, is to know how they can value you, how you value yourself, as well as how you create new ways to communicate, to relate your individuality with someone that you are in a relationship with, to be able to accommodate their reality with your reality, and so you can balance each other out. That is why Libra is the scales, is to balance out and see to which point we can come to an agreement where both of us are winning and both of us are creating whatever, a business, a house, a family together, anything you can imagine, those two individuals have to have their own values and their own way to make sense and to communicate whatever they are making sense about, in order to create a healthy foundation for all those dreams, all that imagination, all that illusion and creativity to happen. Because if you only have that dream, illusion, creativity as you are using your Venus energy, it's not going to last as long as you may want to, because that is not based on reality. Dreams is not reality. As crazy as it might sound, it's not reality, right? And you know that. You know that dreams is something that you want to bring into reality. You know that nightmares is something that you don't want to bring into reality. So you have to know that love is not based on desire. It's not you feeling this way or not. It's way more logical and way more about compromise than anything else. Let me bring a quick example to finish things off here, so you can understand better what Venus energy is really about, what love is really about. You have, I'm here sitting and I have an idea. Oh, I want to go and eat an ice cream with my partner, go out on a stroll in the park, whatever. Today, I want to do this today, right? I feel like I want to do this today. And so I go to them and I tell them, and they be like, listen, I would love to do that, but I have these projects going on. I have this thing that I have to finish today so I can give it tomorrow to the client or whatever. And I'm standing there. Okay, so you have a conversation with them maybe, but first you have to logicalize that yourself. You have to come to a conclusion. If you haven't come to that conclusion while communicating that with your partner, you have to come to the conclusion. Okay, so let me see. If I tell them, please, but please, I will cry so much if you don't come with me. What happens if I do that? My partner comes with me. He's already mad, right? Right? Because like they are not doing what they want to do. First things first, they are already in a weird situation because I've put them into that weird situation. They are there, whatever they are doing, I'm having fun, but they are not. That is already out of the it's already out. It's not out of love. It's already me being selfish. So that is already not possible for a relationship to be more secure. On the opposite side, it will be less secure. Your partner will feel less valued, less seen, because you are only looking at your own benefits, right? What you want to do after you understand that is, okay, so how can I make my desire of wanting to spend time with them, or maybe if it wasn't even that big of a deal, if it wasn't like, oh, I really want to spend time with them, or I really want to eat ice cream, whatever it is, maybe you wanted to just go eat ice cream, maybe you wanted to go eat ice cream with them, or you just wanted to be with them, and the ice cream was an excuse. You have to see what is the side that you want. What was the thing that I really wanted out of this situation? Was it me going out there? Was it me eating the ice cream? Was it me being with them? And so then you come to, okay, so let me see. I can stay at home, or I can go buy ice cream. I can bring it home and we can spend some time together eating ice cream together. Okay, maybe I didn't want ice cream, I just want to spend time with them, but some quality time. So let me do here a little, I don't know, a little meal, so we can watch our favorite anime together, and we can spend some time together, and then he can go continue working on their project, right? All of those things, you want to come to a conclusion with? Do you want it to be a surprise? Do you want it to be something that you want to conversate better with them? You go ahead and talk with them. Listen, so let's not go there, and I'm gonna go pick up some ice cream, and how about we watch our favorite show together while we are eating ice cream? It's not gonna take much time, like 30 minutes maybe, to finish watching the episode while we are together and things like that, and see how the other person is willing to compromise, as well as how you are willing to compromise, for both of you to come to a win-win scenario where they are able to stay at home and do their project, and you are able to eat ice cream and be with them, for example. So that is what real love is you being able to compromise your timelines and merge them together and be able to have a balanced situation going on, so then you can express your dreams, illusions, creativity, right? So that exaltation of Venus is so it's very intimate within a relationship. You can't go ahead and think that everybody will understand that. And that's why we create relationships in the first place. We know the person that we are with, so we know that we can express our dreams and illusions and creativity to them, because they are receptive to that. They are receptive to you. They know that they are feeling secure with you. And that is the main point of loving, is to feel secure, safe, supported, and understood by someone. That's why we create relationships. That's why we are not in a relationship with anyone and everyone, right? And if we are, we know that those things don't last forever, because many people will just not want to compromise, and that's okay, right? You only want to compromise with the people that you know are supporting you, your stability, your practicality, that they value themselves and they value you. Okay, so the Venus part, the exaltation part of Venus is not everything. It's a part of it. It's not a big part of it. Okay, it may seem big because it's exalted. Venus is exalted in Pisces. So when it's exalted in Pisces, it's gonna think it's everything. Dreams and illusions and me relating your feelings to mine is everything there is. But it's not. Okay, let's chill for a moment. And let's understand that love is more about compromise than expressing your feelings and emotions and having some form of emotional connection. While it is a part of it, it's not the whole part, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully this was somewhat informative, and that it's clear. Yeah, I really want it to be clear. I really want this to be somewhat real, right? Because Venus is real. Venus is all about realness and being real, but also being able to relate. Obviously you can use Venus to be fake, right? But that's the reality. You're gonna see if someone is being fake, right? You can see how slimy they might be. Oh, hi, with that face. You know, they've been talking shit about you behind your back, but that's just a way for there not to be too much war, right? For there not to be too much clash of opposition and desire, like, oh, I want to do this, and nah, I want to do this, bah, you know. Venus is the side where I want to do this, oh, but I want to do this. So how can we manage the realities, and how we can manage the probabilities and possibilities for both of those things to be accomplished and both of us to be accomplished? That's a whole mental exercise. That's a whole different level of scheming, rather than just fighting and war, which is, fighting and war is a part of reality, but it's not the whole thing, as well as Venus exalted in Pisces is not the whole part of love. It's just a little part of it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me what you think about this topic and what you thought about me explaining it, and I will see you all very soon. Make sure to check out my link tree in the description down below, as well as my amazing partner Esotericcloudsurfer in the description down below. He also has his link tree and services down there, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. Stay unique, individual, and amazing. I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.